When we say that 130 Christian weddings took place in the church, the first thing I can't help but wonder about is how many of those so-called Christian weddings led to actual Christian marriages.
Νεολογισμός. Είναι όντως χριστιανική γάμη. Το μυστήριο δεν ενεργεί.
The sacrament doesn't work autonomously from the people partaking in it. The grace of God comes and blesses their shared battle, their shared efforts, but to what extent are they themselves receptive to it? In other words, do these people go to church with the conscience of following a shared path between man, woman, and Christ? Or do they simply like the environment at the church? They enjoy listening to the priest's sermon. They enjoy the traditions, and thus go there blindly with no sense of the fight that needs to be fought? I would be curious to know how many of the true Christians getting married actually end up in divorce. There would be a vast shift in the statistics for sure. Because we lack the awareness, we lack proper catechism, if you will. What is the sacrament of marriage? That's why the divorce rate is so high.
Τι είναι το μυστήριο του γάμου? Γι' αυτό και οδηγούμαστε σε πάρα πολλά διαζύγια. Μου είχε κάνει εντύπωση.
It made an impression on me, especially back in the day when I served at the church of St. Demetrios Lombardieris, and there were a lot of weddings. People would come in and we would oftentimes have a chat whilst filling out marriage-related paperwork. There were instances of people being thrown off by fairly simple advice. Stay united. Keep loving each other. I remember once telling one groom-to-be, do me this favor. Do not let a single day pass by without flirting with your wife, even after marriage. Don't forget to tell her, I love you. And I see the girl start to tear up. She later sits down and says, I would like to talk to you. She says, we've been together for 7 years and he's already stopped saying I love you. He doesn't fight for me. He doesn't flirt with me. You know what I told her? Why are you getting married? Why are you getting married? Simply because you're cursed? Because you're already together, so might as well carry on with our misery? Unfortunately, a lot of people do not know where they're going. When you told them, stay united, listen to your family and friends, but at the end of the day, you're the ones making the decisions, they would start to tear up again. The groom would oftentimes get frustrated and express, but she repeats everything her mother tells her. She's become her mother's mouthpiece. These are the things that they might notice in advance, but lack the catechism or basic knowledge to deal with. Or we would sometimes share with them simple advice, not complicated theology, e.g., don't say bitter words. Words have a lasting effect, and they tend to hurt the other person. A man goes to his wife, who has given birth to his 3 children, and says, you've got roles. In a society where women are raised under the pressure of having to look like Barbie dolls, like models, he tells her she's gained weight and now she's depressed. He doesn't love me anymore. He doesn't want me anymore. Who knows what other women he's looking at? And that's where weeds start to enter the relationship and the marriage gets poisoned, especially if there's no sacramental life. If the couple doesn't participate in the sacrament of confession, doesn't receive Holy Communion, doesn't pray, if there is no effort from each partner to humble themselves in front of the other, to apologize and to forgive easily in order to move forward, how is the marriage going to sustain itself? Allow me to share with you my own statistics. They might be unverified, but keep this information in mind nonetheless. I believe that, even among Christian couples, we would be happy to see at least 2 out of 10 of them walking down the right path. Because even we, inside the church, don't view marriage as a sport that entails a cross as well as resurrection. We don't view it as a path to salvation. We view it as a mere personal milestone. I'm this awesome guy who studied in university, did this and that. Why not get a wife? Maybe have some kids. Name the kids after my parents, perhaps my in-laws, and that's it. I'm a Christian as well. What a beautiful picture of a Christian family. If that's our perception, then we ourselves are canceling this identity. Elder Emilianos of blessed memory said that a married person will be judged based on how much peace they brought to their spouse. And we don't seem to understand this. We only care about our own peace, each one of us closed up in their ego. What kind of marriage would stand that? What kind of in-Christ partnership, what kind of divine union between man and woman are we talking about? All that is dismissed, as if we never heard about it.